If you've been scrolling through endless listings of strength training rigs, trying to decide whether a commercial-grade machine is really worth the extra square footage and price tag, you're not alone. The hesitation usually comes down to three things. Will it survive the daily grind of a busy gym? Does it actually give members a variety of exercises? And am I throwing money at a piece of steel that I'll end up barely using? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this video, I'm going to break down the SiaBiced commercial machine so you can see exactly where the value lives and whether it matches the needs of your facility or home setup. First off, let's talk about the environment this machine is built for. The SiaBiced unit is marketed as a commercial-grade piece of equipment, which means the frame is all steel, the welds are reinforced, and the overall construction is meant to take a constant stream of users without any wobble or creaking. In a typical high-traffic gym, you'll see people hopping on and off a bench, loading heavy plates, and moving the seat and pulley systems multiple times in a single hour. That kind of wear and tear is exactly what this machine is designed to handle. If you run a facility where you have multiple classes back-to-back or you host personal training sessions that rely on a single piece of equipment to cover rows of exercises, the durability factor alone can save you from frequent service calls and replacement costs. Now, durability doesn't automatically translate to usability. The real test is how the machine feels when you actually perform a set. The SiaBiced's design incorporates a multi-adjustable seat, a set of dual pulleys, and a standard plate loading system. In practice, that means you can switch from a chest press to a lat pull-down to a seated row without stepping off the platform. I've watched a few trainers in a boutique studio walk a client through a full upper body circuit using just this one rack. The transitions were smooth because the adjustment levers lock into place with a solid click, and the range of motion felt consistent across the different exercises. For a trainer who wants to keep the class flowing without hunting for another machine, that versatility is a genuine time saver. One of the hidden trade-offs with commercial equipment is the footprint. The SiaBiced sits on a fairly wide steel base and its height is comparable to a standard power rack. In a cramped corner of a home gym, you'd probably need to rearrange the entire layout just to fit it in. That's not a criticism so much as a reality check. If you're a solo user with a 150 square foot basement, you'll likely spend more on a compact dumbbell set or a fold-away bench that can be stored away. On the other hand, a mid-size fitness center with a dedicated strength training zone can actually use that footprint to its advantage, turning the machine into a focal point where members can see a full suite of exercises in one place. Another practical consideration is the installation process. Because the frame is all steel and the machine is certified for commercial use, it arrives partially assembled but still requires a couple of bolts to be tightened and the plate loading system to be calibrated. Most distributors will offer a professional installation service, which adds a few $100s to the overall cost. If you're comfortable with basic tools, you can do it yourself, but you'll need a second pair of hands to hold the frame steady while you secure the base. The extra effort at the start pays off later, though. Once it's anchored, the unit stays rock solid even when multiple users are loading the max plate weight. Speaking of weight, the plate loading mechanism on the SiaBiced is straightforward. You slide standard 45-pound plates onto a horizontal bar, lock them with the pin, and you're good to go. What's helpful here is that the machine doesn't require proprietary plates, which can be a hidden cost on other brands. You can use the plates you already own, and that flexibility can shave off a few $100s if you're expanding an existing gym. The downside, however, is that the weight stack isn't built-in, so you lose the quick select convenience of a selectorized system. If your clientele includes beginners who appreciate the simplicity of just turning a pin, they might find the plate loading a step up in complexity. Now, who should actually buy this machine? The sweet spot is a commercial gym, a community recreation center, or a personal training studio that wants a single piece of equipment to cover a wide range of upper body strength exercises. It also fits well in a CrossFit box that needs a reliable bench press and lat pull option without sacrificing durability. For those owners, the value isn't just in the steel frame, it's in the reduced need for multiple specialized machines. the lower maintenance costs over time, and the professional look that can attract members who care about quality equipment. Who should skip it? If you're a home user who works out a few times a week, especially if space is at a premium.